All right, let's check the mic. Checking the mic. Goody, goody, goody. It's on. How's it going, guys? What's good in YouTube land? Hope you're all having an amazing Sunday morning. I've already said my prayer, and I'd like to welcome in anybody that is new here. Thank you for joining us. I appreciate your presence. You're going to learn something about yourself, what you like, what you don't like, how to set a boundary, how to be spiritually discerning, how to spiritually protect yourself. There's all kinds of good shit that happens up in here. And for the regulars that have been here for a really long time, for the last 5 years, you guys, I appreciate the hell out of all of you. Thank you for being here. You guys kick ass and take names, all right? So we are rapidly approaching that minute mark. Let me open the space. And you know what happens? Welcome in, witches, bitches, twats, and thoughts on Black Betty, and I am Karma's right hand. This is the Underdog Ministry. Thanks for joining me for coffee. Happy Sunday. Hey, Larkspur, how's it going? I really like. It's so far away. I can't even touch it. I have to get this close and squint to be able to read the comment section, you guys. So if I don't interact with the comment section a whole lot, it's because I really desperately need to go get glasses and refuse to do it. Shit. I'm old, but I'm not that old, damn it. All right, let's have some coffee. Let's do this automatic writing for today. We have this page and this page. All right, we got 2 pages today. This is related to a reading I did, and I don't even remember when. God, it might have been at least a year and a half, even 2 years ago now. But I had a vision of the same group of 5 young men. Okay. They are men now, and they were teenagers in this vision. In the vision, they were playing Dungeons and Dragons, smoking weed, and playing with a Ouija board. So if you could put like that 70s show in the basement spin on the way this looks, okay? This is a coven of young warlocks. They're 1 blonde, 2 with black hair, 1 is a redhead, 1 is a brunette. All are physically fit and attractive. They tried to sacrifice a child to the Dark Lord. The child survived. One of these people is related to the child, and the others are a social group to the relative. Each one of these people is dropping out one at a time. The relative's ending will complete the sacrifice. It's been decades in the making. No contract like this spiritual marriage where they committed this child to the devil, think Persephone to Hades, has been escaped. No contract like this has been escaped, but the child was a chosen one, anointed at birth. Now the time has come for severance. The last domino falls through divine intervention. The 5 will no longer be alive, and the grown child will now thrive. This child has become the dungeon master now. I don't know. I don't play Dungeons and Dragons. I don't know what I'm downloading here. But I'm getting like corrupted youth out of this, okay? Like we dibble and dabble and we didn't believe, and then we played in something that was bigger than our own energy, and now decades later the repercussions are coming back around because it's time to pay the piper. It's kind of, hey Brandy, how's it going? Welcome in. Happy coffee hour. Oh my goodness. All right, let's shake the dice, you guys. Headphone warning. I'm right in front of the mic, so I hope it's not super loud, guys. All right, here we go. Okie dokie artichoke. Let's see what comes out of the dice today. Nosy. You shouldn't be so nosy. You shouldn't be sticking your nose where it doesn't belong. nosy. Nosy neighbors, nosy friends and family. Somebody wants to know more than they need to know. Getting inquiring minds want to know. Cuts, C-U-T-S, budget cuts. Somebody needs to make a few cuts to their friend group. A professional friend group, not an inside friend group. Somebody in this group of men might do haircuts. That's odd. It's somebody that is keeping tabs on the child that they tried to sacrifice because this child survived. That's why they didn't believe that what they did had any repercussions. Scheme, S-C-H-E-M-E. Scheme. Somebody's nosy and wants in on it. Somebody wants to know all the details of somebody's life. They want to know what happened after they did what they did. Proud. Somebody is not proud of what they did. Something about just rolling with the wrong crowd. And whoever this group of people is, one of them is related to this child. Somebody got caught up with the wrong crowd. They didn't want to be part of it to begin with. I don't like the energy this person's in. This person has kept very, very, very close tabs on whoever the child is for a long time now. Leader. Now that's I'm in the United States, so the only thing a leader refers to here is going to be soda pop. All right, but this could be a liter of petrol in the UK or overseas. Somebody could be on using the metric system. It could also be somebody. Trigger warning right now. This is graphic, what I'm downloading. Bloodletting. All of these people did something to where they collected an amount of their blood together in a container for this ritual. That's what the cuts are. Cuts to their body to get a volume of fluid. All right. This is where we're at on Sunday morning. All right. Lash. Somebody's going to lash out. Somebody might be a lash technician. But I think more like somebody's angry and they're going to lash out. I think there's a level of, it's like apprehension. I'm feeling like somebody's a fugitive in a way. Maybe not like from the law, but from whatever they conjured. Does that make sense? Thong. Thong underwear. Somebody might be an esthetician, deal with lashes, waxing, eyebrows, skincare. And then we've got BC, like British Columbia. Okay, there could be a liter of fuel in British Columbia as well, right? In Canada, they do. Is there anybody here from Canada? Can you guys tell me how you measure your fluids over there? All right, so everything that came out of the dice is nosy, scheme, cuts, proud, leader, lash, thong, and BC. I'm also getting a leather thong like Native Americans used to hold their hair back, or like Western people that do dressage and they hold it. It's like they're long, but they're laced, and you put your hair in it, and it's like a corset for your hair, and you lace it up, and it just holds it tight. That could also be something that has to do with thong. Okay, so tell me about this whole scenario. Tell me about this group of men. We're going to use these words as trigger words throughout the reading. They're men now, teenagers then. Back then, they're playing Dungeons and Dragons, smoking weed, and playing with a Ouija board. They got a bright idea. They're gonna do a blood sacrifice of a child here. King of Cups. So we got a water sign. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. We've also got somebody here that thinks that they are this person's a manipulator, but it's because they're the leader of this group. So they've got a lot of trust in these people. This group of, it's five of them. No contract like this spiritual marriage where these people committed this child to the devil has ever been escaped, but the child was a chosen one, anointed at birth. Okay. So here's somebody that comes up with a scheme. All right, here's the ringleader, this King of Cups energy. We've got somebody here that's using their know-how. All right, they're going to be the dungeon master in the beginning. And therein is the spiritual marriage, the lovers. All right, so this person's going to use their know-how to commit a child to a spiritual marriage. King of Swords in the reverse. This is an absolute misuse of power. This is somebody that everybody's trusting in this process right now at first. This is somebody that's very cold and calculating. And this is somebody who wants to rule this group. We've got the Two of Pentacles here. Are you in or are you out? Are you in or are you out? And if you're out, you're all the way out. Get the fuck out forever. Don't ever talk to me again. Don't ever look at me again. This is like, if you're not loyal to me now, you're never going to be my friend, and I will turn on you next. Ten of Cups in the reverse. This is somebody that's very unhappy to be related to whoever this child is. This is somebody that does not like the fact that there is a broken family or a separation or a marriage that has broken up. And they don't like the child that's come from maybe what broke the relationship up. I'm getting an out of wedlock child here. Somebody wanted to give up custody of this child. They wanted to give up all control, parental rights, everything. Is one of these teenagers the father of this child? I don't like that. So we've got the Six of Cups on the bottom of the deck. This is some sort of I don't know, maybe this like a teenage parent like situation, like a oopsie, didn't mean it. It was my first time and I was young and dumb, and now there is a whole nother life involved. This person didn't want to be involved. Maybe they didn't want this child in their life. Like, when you have a blended family, like your stepbrother or sister or half brother or sister from the blended marriage, or the older sibling that picks on you from your mom's, new husband or whatever, right? Whoever is older here does not like the child. They don't want this child around. This person's tried to give this child to people. Give this child away. Sell this child. Nothing worked. Now they're going to sacrifice this child. Tell me about them dropping one at a time. The relative will be the last one. Five of Pentacles. So there's injuries, there's struggle, there is lack, there's even rock bottom, there's homelessness, there's all sorts of unfortunate shit in these people's lives. Four of Pentacles in the reverse again. So these people participated in trying to get rid of whoever this child is. Giving up control, releasing of the past, reckless spending. Three of Swords in the reverse. This person's going to come in now seeking forgiveness after they all start dropping like flies. That Three of Swords in the reverse. That's some audacity for me. This person that did this King of Cups energy is the nosy one. They want to know every single thing about this child's life, whether I don't know what side you're on. I hope you're just entertained with this one today. I hope this is nobody's. I really hope this is nobody's. This King of Cups energy has followed whoever this child is for the entirety of time. However long ago this was until now. It says been decades in the waiting. So at least 20 years to be 2 decades or more. And this person's been nosy about every single thing in your King of Cups energy in the reverse, folks. This person's been really nosy, manipulating things in your life. This person's lashing out. They're angry because how are you thriving? It says right here, The 5 will no longer be alive, and the grown child will now thrive. They've become the dungeon master now. From in the upright to in the reverse, already at this point in the reading. We are only 9 cards into this reading. 9 is also a completion. That's probably symbolic. So this person that did this spiritual marriage, they tried to sacrifice a child to the dark lord. What they did was marry this child in spirit. They tried to sacrifice a child to the dark lord here with this 10 swords. And they married them in spirit instead. Like Persephone to Hades. It's a lifelong project. 8 of Pentacles. Somebody did this for their own personal financial gain. They were jealous of this child existing. This person does not have an honorable bone in their body. Temperance in reverse. Not an honorable bone in their body. Okay, so tell me about them dropping one at a time. Who goes first? We've got a blonde, 2 black-haired, 1 redhead, and a brunette. The thinking man in reverse. The dunce of the group. The one that wasn't very smart. I'm gonna go there and be mean like that, and I'm gonna say that was the blonde one. Okay. Sorry. If you're blonde, I'm sorry. I've never had a blonde person be nice to me in my life. Not with sincerity, anyway. It's like there's just something about me that, I don't know, the Aryan people don't like. So we've got this Archangel Metatron 6 chakra that has come out next. God saw that. Everything that you did not think mattered was recorded by the Most High. Remember, this child survived. This child survived because they're an anointed one, chosen at birth. Okay? So there has been a record, and somebody's been also watching you the entire time. This person didn't think anything would come of what they did. They thought they were just fucking around being dumb teenagers, yada, yada, yada. Happy family in reverse. This is the second time this card has come out. You got the 10 of Cups in reverse and happy family in reverse. This person blamed the child for the dissolution of this parent's marriage. What I'm really getting here is the child is the reason that these teenagers' parents' marriage ended. Making this teenager want to lash out. Blossoming abundance in reverse. Okay, so withering on the vine. There is that 5 of Pentacles in reverse energy again. Everything that this person imagined gaining by this child not continuing to be here is it drains this person. They're always peaked. They look gray. They're never looking healthy. They never feel right. They're always dehydrated. They're always, a day late and $1 short. This person has been fucked up since the day they did this. But now it's like, you're not going to be inconvenienced. It's time for the balloon payment. Door to romance in reverse. You can't marry a child off to a demon or to an entity That's not working. Look, you tried to put somebody in some sort of spiritual cage when it comes to a love contract before they were even able to, I don't know, fight for their own soul or have their own connection with spirit. Like, this was an innocent. So this is they didn't think this worked because it boomeranged back. There's still a price to pay. Somebody's not proud of what they've done here. Man holding a coin in the reverse. Didn't I say everything is withering on the vine for this person? Everything. I think they're losing their relationships. I think that they thought they were going to prosper because you wouldn't be here or this child wouldn't be here any longer. But what happened is like a lifelong contract to poverty, depletion, spiritual, mental, physical dehydration, a general sense of unease and ill health with no cause. So these people have kind of always been sickly ever since they did this. These were all healthy, attractive people. And for a very long time, they have been depleted. The death of 1,000 cuts, I just heard. Air in reverse. This could be an air sign or somebody that was thoughtless or didn't imagine things would go this far. This could be a Gemini, a Libra, or Aquarius. Could be this thinking man person. Or this could just be somebody that's thoughtless with the thinking man in reverse and air in reverse. It's like the same energy. Focus. You were absolutely targeted. 100%. You were targeted. You were supposed to be a sacrifice out of spite because you were the reason this person feels their life was destroyed. But you were an innocent. Earth. Salt of the earth. You're grounded, dependable. Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. Stable. You may even have an elemental protecting you. But that focus, the arrow is pointing back towards the air sign, that way, towards you guys, as it's laying down instead of towards the earth. It's like somebody didn't realize they were going to be the target of their own magic. And it's like even with a circle or with an infinity symbol, what goes around comes around. You're definitely chill. Your life is chill. Your life is grounded. Your life is I'm not going to say that you're rich. Affluence doesn't necessarily mean rich, but you're in a better position than whoever this is. You're the dungeon master now. Spiritual cleansing at the bottom of the deck. You're anointed. You're protected. It's like this person is this ringleader of this group, and they wanted to sacrifice you because you're the reason their life was destroyed. That's not accurate. Okay, so this person's been following what's going on. These people, this whole group could have been following you for the entirety of this time to figure out, why didn't it work? Why is our life in shambles? How come my life is always so hard? This person can get settled in one area, and as soon as they get settled, as soon as they start feeling proud of themselves and where they live, as soon as that happens, this entity that they promised whoever this child is to fucks with their life. 3 of Wands. Okay, so there's the scheme, there's the strategy, there's the expectation. Okay? That this was going to make their life better. 7 of Wands. Instead, they're constantly having to watch their back. This person has an anxiety problem. I think this person is nervous to even shower. It's like they feel like they're being watched. They're always perpetually naked. Any of these people, specifically the ringleader, this King of Cups energy. I'm getting that song from Rockwell with Michael Jackson in it. I always feel like somebody's watching me. Can I get no privacy? Somebody can't even take a shower without feeling like they're being watched. And it's because they literally were the ringmaster. They're the dungeon master. They cooked up this scheme. They cooked up this story. They brought out the Ouija board. They played with the magic. Knight of Swords in the reverse. Yes, big mistake. Absolutely. It was a big mistake. You can't just be like, oops, I fucking sold you to the devil. Sorry, friend. Sorry, little brother. Sorry, little cousin. Sorry, little sister. Sorry, grandson. Or, nephew, whatever. Niece. You can't just be like, it was a mistake. My bad. It doesn't work that way. 8 of Cups. You don't just get to walk away. You don't just get to walk away and have a good life after you do that. No, you don't. Page of Pentacles, Knave of Gold. So somebody is a messenger. You're going to get some news here. Certified mail, registered letter, something you have to sign for, something that has to be handed from one human being that is entrusted with delivering whatever it is to another human being. And there has to be a documented chain of evidence or control. Bottom of the deck is the Empress in reverse. This is because somebody feels like this child caused them to lose their mother. This child didn't cause them to lose their mother. The child was an innocent. And I think now that these people are adults, they understand the ramifications of what they've done. And they're all starting to drop like flies. I'm hearing that they pulled on a trickster entity and the joke's on them. This was a long game and this entity has been having fun dicking with their lives the entire time. Okay, we've got water and cleansing here. Right after spiritual cleansing over here. Somebody may have been baptized or taken a spiritual bath or worked some sort of protection magic, washed their hands in salt water, using something like Florida water, spiritual cleansing. Somebody has... Instead of being sacrificed, their survival and their anointing, it awakened these persons' gifts. Okay? This child has grown to thrive. All right? High priest, high priestess, responsibility. This is somebody who can actually carry the responsibility of whatever magic these people have unleashed, because it has to go somewhere. Incubation period is over. The decades, the time frame with this trickster, there was a time frame, and this thing's bored. They're done playing with these people. They're calling the debt. Whatever this entity is calling the debt. Protection in reverse, and they can't hide from it because they sent it out. It's got a homing beacon on it. The people that created the energy, that called on the entity, that promised a life, and the life was not on the menu, is what I'm hearing. This one is not on the menu. So something is got to give. All of these people have been depleted financially, spiritually, mentally. Somebody has even like tried to give up responsibility. Rebirth. I'm telling you, somebody has tried to find God here. Somebody's been baptized. Somebody here is terrified now because they know, even though God will carry you through, you're still going to have to learn your lesson. It's going to be like that. Trial by fire. Trial by fire. Death of 1,000 cuts. These people here, the one that found God is the one that's going to be the last one standing. And they're still going to go, because I have a news flash for everybody that's, oh my God, don't talk about death. Nobody can talk about death. Nobody gets away from death. None of us. Not the lowliest little microbe on the planet to the biggest living organism like a blue whale. Nothing escapes the end. It's just different for everybody. So this person here is still going to pay their balloon payment of karma, even though they've found a different pathway. I'm hearing a born again Christian. Like they've denounced, they've given, like they've renounced the energy, they have rebuked the darkness, but they still have energetic karma, if that makes sense. And if they're the last one standing all on their own here, it would stand to reason that this person may be where it ends. Temperance. And what fell down here? The Hangman in reverse. This person might need to resign themselves to the fact that no matter what, they're still going to pay for what they've done. Their soul may be saved, but they're still on the hook for their karmic debt. I don't know who this last person is, but when they go, it completes their sacrifice. That what goes around came back around. Queen of Wands in reverse. That dark magic went around and came back around, and there is no protection against it because you sent it. I don't know who these older people are, but they were young when they did it. They were young when they did it. King of Pentacles. Well, somebody has to take responsibility now. And somebody has, I'm getting lived a pretty good life. Somebody's, even though it's always been a struggle, they've never wanted for anything. This person's been physically fit. They haven't had disability or like injury that's prevented them, or this person's like gone through life without back pain or some shit like that. You know, it just, they don't know what it's like to hurt. They're about to know what it's like to hurt. I think I'm going to pull on the Shadows deck and I'm going to find out what. Let me see here. Let me get a better question. Now the time has come for severance, the last domino falls, divine intervention. Can you clarify that download for me? The time has come for severance. The last domino falls. It's been a chain reaction of events in this person's life, and it's God. It's God doing it. The secret is here. This person thought they'd go to the grave without ever having to talk about what they did. They thought that this would just be like between this group of people. They were just dumb kids. They did something, You sacrificed the kid to the dark lord and created a spiritual marriage to the fucking devil. But we're just going to keep it a secret. It's all hush hush. Seduction in reverse. The spiritual divorce. This time has come for severance. This person here, this seduction in reverse, somebody couldn't be tempted to the dark side. They fought it tooth and nail. So whatever was cast on whoever this child is, whatever they're bound to against their own free will, it's not working because they've discovered their free will, their sovereignty. Melting. All of the illusions are just kind of drippy, sticky. Have you ever been into a smoker's house, like back way back in like the 70s and 80s, and you go into the bathroom and it's like they didn't have vent fans back then, and so the condensation on the ceiling would leave like orange droplets of nicotine all over the wall? It's like that. Ew. This person's energy is toxic, sticky, and they're the ones that called it in. It's all over them. It's their own. It's like they're boomerang. I mean, they threw it out. It's coming back to bite them in the ass. Big, strong spiritual capabilities, and now there's big, strong spiritual consequences. Divergence. So somebody couldn't put 2 and 2 together. Why things never seemed to run smoothly. They could never get things to go the right way. They were always fighting what direction to go in life. It's almost as if Spirit was trying to communicate to this person how their free will was being impeded on because they wanted to get rid of somebody else's free will for existing. Like, I really don't feel a lot of this was justified. I think this was a bunch of teenage testosterone filled rage with no place to be like outletted. This is before therapy. This is before the internet. This is before cell phones. So these people were like playing with the Ouija board, playing with spiritual rituals. All right, so tell me, what's the outcome going to be for this? Like, how is this person going to know their time is up? The divine intervention is here. Page of Bricks and Death in reverse. Well, they're about to get a message. They're about to get something hand delivered to them, like we said earlier. It might be a certified letter or something talking about how their death is inescapable, like we've covered already. So somebody's getting notified of their impending doom, like being given a terminal timeline here. King of Swords, King of Spears. Somebody's got to have some courage because it is going to be the end of things. Two of Brooms, no way out, nowhere to turn, no options, no escaping this. Bottom of the deck, Knight of Swords in the reverse. Missed opportunities. Somebody thought that they were going to miss out on life because of whoever this child was, and they and their friends decided they were going to commit this child to the Dark Lord. And now that this person's time has come and time has run out, I'm believing that the spiritual message is what they're getting from said Dark Lord, that you are coming to honor the contract that you put in place. You did it. You must hold your honor. Death before dishonor. This is definitely a dark spirit. I rebuke it in the name of the Most High. This person here has no way out. They're burnt. They're fucked. And once this is over, it's like the energy is just going to lift. Remember in The Wizard of Oz when they were under attack because they picked the apples, okay? They were being bombarded. The energy that has been consistently out there because these people cast it and it's been chasing them because whoever they cast it against was anointed at birth. The bombardment will end and the blockages in this anointed person's life will end. Like there's like hurdles and speed bumps everywhere. It's more like annoyances. Every time this person gets momentum, they got to slow down. Every time they get on a roll, they got another hurdle to get over. It's more like inconveniences for whoever has been committed against their will because they just had to learn their own willpower. And now that they've learned their own willpower, these people are dropping like flies. The 5 will no longer be alive and the grown child will now thrive. This last person is going to take the last of that energy back with them. It's going to close the cycle. And that's why this person is lashing out. They are not proud of what they have done at all. They've got a spiritual wedgie coming. Like right up the middle. All right, you guys, I'm going to close the energy right there. I really hope that in situations like this, that my message at least delivers a lesson that what goes around, in fact, does fucking come back around. Karma is real. Spiritual justice is real. Even the Bible says an eye for an eye. So you go poking sticks at other people, you better wear shades or walk around like this, okay? This is a long time coming and it's been haunting this group for a long time. Maybe not consciously that their life is hard because of what they did when they were fucking 17 in a garage one day. I think that they're not even equating that, but they're all dropping like flies. And once the last one goes, then there's going to be a sense of peace, like the bombardment has ended in the child's life now that they're finally grown. Okay? Oh man, I don't like that energy. I feel really bad for whoever this is. I pray this is nobody's message. I really do. I hope there's a bunch of people in the comment section going, "You're bullshit right now." I really hope this is just a great story and that nobody's really been through this. Tends to not be the case over here, though. You guys, I tend to not have downloads like that are super detailed like that and repeated over a course of a couple of years unless it's an actual situation. So, I don't know. Confirm for me or deny in the comment section, you guys. I don't know what to say to you other than if I can manage to not be a piece of shit after everything I've been through, then so the fuck can you. Black Betty out.